Welcome back, my 3rd and 4th grade students. This week we're going to continue reviewing those elements of art, but we're going to be talking specifically of different steps that are going to make us better artists. So I have a question for you. How do you think Tom Brady got as good as he is? Or how do you think Olympic gymnasts got as far as they are? Or how about rock star musicians? How do you think they got to be where they are? They practice. So we are going to be learning how important it is to practice our skill. Now, are artists perfect? Absolutely not. We make mistakes all the time. That is a part of life. That is a part of learning. You learn from your mistakes. You aren't perfect all the time, and you have erasers, and you have different ways to work through things, and a lot of that comes from just learning your trade. So I have a really amazing video that I want you to watch. It is the 8 studio habits of art. So it's basically 8 lessons to live by, and you're going to see some of those things about practicing and why we should be taking time and working in our sketchbooks. And then once you finish the video, I will show you the 2 things that you are in charge of this week. All right, so enjoy the video.
What makes a good artist? Like a professional athlete or musician, an artist must develop good working habits to be on top of their game. A habit is a routine or practice that a person develops to get better at something or to get good results. Some habits you may already have, like washing your hands before eating or brushing your teeth.
What are the habits that artists need? An American university did some research and they came up with 8 habits which they found most successful artists develop. If you want to be a successful artist, maybe you will want to develop these habits too. Let's look at what they are and how to practice them.
The first thing an artist must do is to observe the world around them carefully. Observing is another word for looking closely. Artists should be curious about how things work and how things fit together. A good artist notices things that other people miss. Learning about the history of art will help you become a better artist. Studying art from different periods of history and different cultures will give you lots of ideas that you can also use in your artwork. You should also learn the vocabulary of art.
Like anything you want to become good at, you must practice, practice, practice. Learning how different tools can be used in art and how different art materials will work will help develop your skill as an artist. This is called developing your craft. You must also learn how to use and take care of your tools.
To be creative, an artist must try new things and be a risk taker. Cartoonist Scott Adams says, "Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep. Finding new connections between things is what creative people do." Artists must stay focused and keep working until they get the result they want. Sometimes your art doesn't work out the way you planned, but if you don't give up, you'll be surprised at what can happen. You must be persistent.
Of course, artists must develop their imaginations. To do that, you need to be a good friend to yourself. You must explore new ideas and try new techniques without judging whether something you tried is good or bad. That can come later. But while you are working, try to keep an open mind and allow yourself to explore freely.
After artists have made some art, they usually stop and ask themselves some questions. They want to know if what they made expresses their idea or feeling successfully. They analyze and think about the choices they made about colors or composition or materials. They often ask their artist friends for suggestions. If they show their work in an art gallery or museum, they will get responses from the public and sometimes art critics. You can ask yourself, your classmates, and your teacher for feedback about how well your art is communicating your intentions.
Expressing ideas and feelings is what art is all about. Making art is fun, but you also need the discipline to be an effective artist. These 8 habits help artists to become more successful. You can use them too to help you grow as an artist.
All right, so now that we understand the importance of practicing our skill and improving how we draw and how we see the world, we're going to be doing something every single week, and that is drawing in our sketchbooks, which now everyone should have received or picked up their workbooks. And if not, I will make sure to upload the page into the Google Classroom anyway. So if you notice, after we did our self-portrait, behind it you will see my sketchbook, 5-minute drawing practice. So what these are is that every day that you decide to do your art project, you're going to take 5 minutes and you're going to practice. So that means you get to pick one of these prompts to do. So I might do this one. This one says draw your favorite character from a book, cartoon, or movie. Well, that is awesome because I just got that how to draw Harry Potter characters. And so I can practice for 5 minutes and draw maybe Hagrid or Harry Potter or the owl, Hedwig, okay? So what that is, it gives me 5 minutes to practice drawing. And I can use whatever I want. Maybe I want to just do pencil. Maybe I want to work on my shading technique. Maybe I want to start learning how to blend colors and make things look more realistic. Okay, so that's 5 minutes that I can practice doing that. And so this is something that we get to do every week. So next week, you might pick this one. Draw your name in fancy letters. Well, that's almost similar to the project we did last week. I know how to do that. Or maybe I want to make my own letters up and do cursive letters. Okay, so this is something that is for practice. Now, do you have to share this with me every week? No. Okay, maybe in a couple weeks I might say, show me an example of one of your sketchbook pictures. Perfect. Then we can look and you can take the whole page and then share it with me. Okay, but this is not something that we have to do every week. All right, so you're going to do your 5-minute warm-up, and then the other worksheet that I want you to do is a little bit further behind, and it is the 7 elements of art, which we learned last week. So this is really a review, but also I want to see what you have learned from it and what you remember, okay? So let's just walk through this really quickly. All right, so let's take a minute and look at this worksheet that we're going to be doing. So we're going to be reviewing those 7 elements of art that we learned last week. So let's draw 4 types of lines in the boxes. Well, we talked about all different kinds: bold lines, straight lines, zigzag lines. Okay, so you're going to pick 4 of them and draw them. You can do any color you want, or you can do it in pen, pencil, Sharpie, whatever you feel like. Shapes. Shapes are flat, 2-dimensional objects when a line comes back to itself. So a circle, a square, those are geometric. What was an organic shape again? That was a leaf. It was a seashell, something that is natural in shape. Form, that is a 3-dimensional shape. 3rd graders, we are going to be looking at that more in the year. We're going to be learning all about 3D shapes, but if you know how to do that already, you can draw a 3D shape there. I'm asking for 3 different 3D shapes to my 4th graders. 3rd grade, you haven't learned those yet, so if you want to skip that, you can. Color. This is a color wheel. I want to see it colored in the color wheel order. Okay, sure you can figure that one out. Value. Value is going from light to dark, so you're probably going to need a pencil for this. You're going to shade very lightly, then get a little darker, then a little darker, all the way up till here. Flip the page over because that was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements, and we have 2 more to go. So flip it over. Texture. Texture is how something feels. Okay, fill the spaces with different patterns and textures. So this one was rough. What does that one look like? Maybe grass or bricks. Okay, so you've got more to do. Space. We learned a little bit about that last week. The space of the paper. Okay, examples like overlapping. Overlapping is when something is in front of something or behind something. Okay, there's also examples here. So I want you to draw one example of space so I know that you understand it. Okay, so once you've done these 2, You're going to have to photograph both sides, or you can scan it if you have a scanner, and submit them back to me. Okay? Good luck. Do a good